family and friends of 17-year-old Raymond Justice gathered for a quiet vigil in front of his East Oakland home.
Gunfire erupts, leaving one person dead and 5 others injured. The shooting happened early this morning as several young people were gathered to remember one of their friends who was gunned down just 2 days ago.
19-year-old Rachel Green was shot to death. She had just graduated high school.
The high school student was gunned down on an Oakland street corner. The 17-year-old victim had hoped to go to college.
Family and friends came together at the crime scene near 61st Avenue today to vent their anger that such a thing could happen to a well-liked 13-year-old boy.
Busy. Where we from? Oakland. Where we from? Oakland. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Bring it up. Go, baby. Words on me. Words on 3. 1, 2, 3. War!
Mr. Lopez is my high school principal. He got me into rugby when I was in 8th grade. We scored high on the California standardized test, and we wanted a soccer team, but he said that he wanted something different for us. So he decided to make a rugby team.
I remember the first practice, there were some kids from American Indian, kids from Oakland Charter, and Ed walks in and he has the ball, and so the kids are just standing around like, oh, I said, oh, here he comes, right? And so Ed gets the ball and throws it at the first kid, boom, come on, let's play rugby. And that was it. It was like, okay. So they just jumped into it. So he set them up in 4 corners. So they just started running, throwing the balls back and forth to each other. So that was the intro. That was like, there's no explanation. It's like, let's hit it.
Unlike other sports or other rugby clubs around here, like our coaches, they would always push for the academic side, because if you didn't have grades, you weren't going to play. No matter how good you were, no matter how fast, how quick.
They actually check our report cards and we can't play for failing.
If you're playing rugby, you have to focus on school too. And like, I've been doing good in school. Like when I first went to 8th grade, my GPA was 2.95. And right now, my GPA academic is 3.97.
Because grades are important on this team, my grandson, who normally gets about a 2.0, I just got a phone call from his mom. He says he now has a 3.0. He just brought his report card was just mailed. So that comes from having coaches that tell them they need to focus on their grades. And parents and grandparents can tell them that, but when your coach is telling you that, it seems to work a lot better.
Education got to come first. Rugby is a thing that is a foundation that we try to put in their lives and try to get them to understand, hey, this is another window or another door for you to get into college.
Remember that I came from right here, you know. I started off like you guys right here and just started to commit to the team, started to get better, started to really try to learn. Like you said, I enjoyed getting better.
Yeah, Texas, I want it now, yeah?
The thing that, you know, Jose Pena gave us back, you know, when he went to Cal, you know, he brought these guys, and not just to open the kids' eye, open also the coaches' eyes too.
I want to be in Cal, I'll tell you that. I just think about it all the time, and I think how lucky Jose is, and I want the same thing for my future. So I'm gonna try my hardest, really, to play good rugby, to be good in school, and you know, and probably you guys see me at Cal in 4 years.
We've taken them to University of Cal for a tour. We've taken them to St. Mary's College, and we actually met with the administrative people to show them how to, you know, register to get into the college and whatnot. And then just last week, we took them up to Chico State University, showed them the campus, and just showing them opportunities. And the biggest thing we said was, hey, you know, we'll bring you there, and at least you have a good idea of whether you want to go there or not, instead of just making a guess from back here in Oakland. But it's pretty neat when we take these guys to the universities, because all of a sudden the goal, you know, kind of gets in their mind and in their heart. They actually get excited to go to college, which when you don't take them there, there's nothing to visualize, nothing to see. get down there, we represent Oakland. And remember we talked about the big target? Sony said, you know, Oakland's got the big target on it, right? So let's go down there and show them a different side of Oakland, and let's be proud of ourselves and make a good standing. We play in these games, let's play smash mouth rugby. Let's get out there and play our hearts out, all right? No illegal stuff. Everybody wrap some tackles, stay low. And then everybody, you know, if the whistle's blown on a penalty, pick the other guy up, man. Just pick him up. If we're playing in the game and you need to be back in position, don't worry about picking him up. Get back to your position. But you know, like that's the sportsmanship we're talking about here.
Warthogs on me, Warthogs on 3. 1, 2, 3, Warthogs!
Let's go, fellas.
Forward! Go Billy! Go Billy! Go Billy! Go! Keep going! Get with him!
You know, like they say, you feel me, Oakland's the target, you know. Some of these kids just really help them out, get them out of certain things that what they see in Oakland. All that all that negativity they see in Oakland. I think rugby is a good thing that it keeps them out the streets.
I've been like somewhat falling behind in school, issues at home, like my dad getting sick, and there's a lot of stress, you know. It's hard to focus on whatever I'm doing. So pretty much they give all the support they can.
Rugby is to get away from school, to get away from your family problems. George came and played because his dad is sick. He didn't come to practice all week. I played him because I knew he had to get something out of him, and he did.
If you're tired, I'm gonna take you out. I see you walking out there, I'm gonna take you out. If I gotta play with 11, I'll play with 11. Do not let me see you walking out there again. You're a Warthog, you grind the dirt, you run the dirt.
I finished playing soccer, I ain't never heard about my coach again. Coming from a rugby team, you know, he keeps in touch, you know, gives you a call every 2 weeks. Some people like me, like, you know, don't have a male role model in the life, you know, he helps you out. And, you know, that's just been an extra plus in being in the rugby team.
Don't try to do everything yourself, all right? Make a great play and get the ball out, make it even better because you got it to them that scored the try.
15 people, 15 touch the ball. That's the mentality that you guys should have, okay? It's not a one-man team, it's 15. I want everybody clear whatever's in your mind and think Warthog rugby. It's all you're gonna think about.
What made me like rugby is the sportsmanship.
Good work, good work, good work.
This team is like another part of my family. You know, they come out here, they're very supportive, they push each other, they help each other encourage themselves to push themselves further.
The unique thing about the Warthogs is that we all love each other, even though we're like, if you see the other teams out here, it's mostly one race, I would say that. But I would say the Warthogs is the most diverse rugby team there is because we have Mexicans, we have Tongans, we have Caucasian people, we have African Americans. I mean, it's a beautiful thing to come together as one unit and just play the sport of rugby. And I would have never thought that rugby would be the sport that will have a diverse team like that. There's different races in our group, but we all play as one family, and that's why we call it the Oakland Warthog Brotherhood.
Yeah, we're trying to get a bigger field because the field that we practice on is like a baseball field. We don't even have goalposts to, you know, practice our kicking. That's why we lost the last game. Okay, it was a tie game and we ended up losing by kicking. And you know, we just try to get a better field where we got goalposts and we got more room to work with.
Today we're over here at Brookdale Park. It's on High in Brookdale in Oakland. This is our field right now. This was our field last season. You can see that we have a baseball field in the middle, and then the grass is what we use during the season. So far in the 3 seasons we've had, we haven't had a sufficient field to practice on. And when I mean sufficient, you can see that there's no lines for you know, the 22 meters, the 50 meter, the tri-zone, and it's not a straight field. So right now that's not even the width of a rugby field. So our kids get used to running on a curve, and they don't get used to finding out, like, you know, realizing what they're supposed to do, where they're at on the pitch. So they don't know when to kick. They don't have goalposts to try kicking. So our kicking isn't very good. We're working to try to get a better field for next season.
There's a lot of pressure to be successful when there's so many eyes looking at you, and if it wasn't because of rugby, I wouldn't have friendships at Cal that I have today. I think what's going on in Oakland is a great thing and something that should continue, because I think people like me really benefit from this program in the future. A lot more people could come out and do the same or even better than what I'm doing.
Our program needs your support. Many of our players struggle to afford the registration costs, and we have players that cannot afford health insurance. No kid should be denied from participating in our program because they cannot afford it. $20 can buy a participant his own rugby ball. $40 can buy him a pair of cleats. $100 eliminates one player's season fees. $200 can cover 1 year of health insurance for a player in need. $500 can pay for a field for all home games. $1,000 can pay for new uniforms. $5,000 can pay for an entire season of sufficient practice fields. Any financial support helps our program. We would love to consider sponsorship logos on our website, jerseys, t-shirts, game banners, as well as any other ideas to benefit each of our sponsors. What we are doing for these young men in Oakland is priceless. You too have an opportunity to change a life for the better.